Hi, I'm Michelle and welcome to today's stretch. Today we're doing a nice routine of hip stretches. So we'll be starting in standing, either using a chair or next to the wall, and then we'll be moving on to the ground. So let's get started. So I'd like you to start standing side onto a wall or to the back of a chair. So I've got a chair here just to demonstrate for you at home. And we're going to start with some active or dynamic stretches, and these are nice stretches to warm up the hips a little bit. So standing side onto the wall, lift your chest nice and tall, and with the leg that's furthest away from the wall or the back of the chair, just take it forward and back. Now we're just going to do some hip swings here, and you can see that I'm not taking the leg too far back. I'm keeping my upper body nice and tall, and that's what I want you to do at home. So when you take the leg forward, you're stretching out through the bottom and the back of the hip, and obviously through the front of the hip as you take the leg back. So swinging forward and back, just try and keep your supporting knee slightly bent. We'll do 4 more of those, and then we'll stop there. Now with that same leg, I want you to lift the knee up towards your chest and then take it out and around and down. So as if you're drawing a big circle with your knee out, around and down. Try and keep your body facing in the same direction so that your hip is doing the work. So I'm trying to draw a large circle with my knee. I'll do 1 more of those in this direction. And again, keeping your supporting knee bent if you can. All right, let's change sides. So the other side, again, nice and tall. Just some nice easy swings. This should feel comfortable. Keep it within your range of comfort. Obviously don't swing that back leg back too far. You don't want to hyperextend that lower back. Just stay nice and tall, freeing up through the front and the back of the hip. This is a really nice stretches to do if you've been doing lots of sitting, especially if you've been at home working recently and doing more sitting than what you normally would. Okay, a couple more here. And now let's take the knee forward, up, back and around. And again, opening up through that hip. So nice big circle, up, back and around. And I'm still holding onto the chair just for my balance. Up, back and around. 1 more time, forward, up, back and around. All right, let's stay in that, facing that same direction. And take the leg that's closest to the wall or the chair, take it forward. We're going to take the other leg right back as far as you can. So I've got my right leg back and my left leg forward. And this time I want you to lunge forward. So again, keep the upper body tall. And we're now starting to stretch and open up through the front of that hip. So leaning forward, this is where a chair is really nice because you can just rest on the back of the chair. And then with that arm, the same arm as the side the leg that's back, I want you just to reach across, and you'll feel a stretch right through that front of the hip and then perhaps even deep into the tummy. This is a stretch for muscles called the iliopsoas, and they're muscles that get tight when you do a lot of sitting. So breathing in, breathe out, see if you can take it a little deeper into that lunge and a little further across your body with the reach. 1 more time, breathing in and breathing out, and take it further across and come back up. How are you going with that? I hope you're feeling that through the front of that hip. Let's now repeat that on the other side. So again, turning around into that long lunge position. So I've got that 1 foot forward, my foot that's closest to the chair or the wall. Other foot back as far as I can, and I'm on the ball of my back foot. I actually haven't got that heel down there, so I'm still up on the toe there. And now I'm going to lunge forward. So bend that front knee, and then you'll start to feel that stretch through the front of that hip. Sinking down, and again, you're not leaning forward. Stay tall and sink down. Now, here's the other part of the stretch, part 2 I'd call it. Reaching high, same arm as the leg that's back. And now tilt across your body. So it's just a side lean across. Breathing in, breathe out. Let's take it a little bit deeper if we can into the lunge. And once more, big breath in and take it a little bit deeper into the lunge, just keeping it within your range of comfort at home. Doesn't matter how far you go, just whatever feels comfortable for you is absolutely fine. Good, and let's come back up and bring your feet together. All right, for our last stretch in standing, we're going to stretch out the groin. So I'm going to come with my back facing you, but taking your legs apart. So you're either holding onto the wall or holding onto the back of the chair. And we're taking one leg bent. So I'm taking my right knee bent and lunging across. So I'm stretching through the inside of that thigh. So I hope you can feel it at home. Keep the upper body tall and stretch down through the inside of that thigh. And if I'm turning around to do the same stretch to face you, we're doing that. So it's a big stretch inside. Keep holding onto the wall or the chair if you need to. And now come back up and let's take it to the other side. So bending the knee, take it across, stay tall, relax your breath, and you can take it a little bit deeper if you like to. Stretching out those, they're called adductor muscles. They're inside the thigh and the groin. And when they're tight, they can tighten up your hip as well. And let's come back up and walk the feet together. And let's just roll our shoulders forward just because it feels good to do. Big stretch forward. And take it out behind. Big reach away. And bring your arms down slowly. All right, we're going to come down into kneeling now. So I'll meet you down on the ground. You might like to use a cushion here to support your knees if your knees are prone to being a little bit uncomfortable in kneeling. Okay, so now that we're down in our kneeling position, just using a cushion if you'd like to, if you have sore knees. And we're going to go into our lunge position. So we did a similar stretch when we were standing up a moment ago, taking one foot forward and the other knee back. So take this knee back as far as you can, get lots of distance between that front foot and that back knee. And now what I'd like you to do is to bend and sink forward and down. So you're really getting a deeper stretch this time through the front of the hip. If you're able to, reach through to the ground. And I'd like you in that position there. So you're really in a long lunge position. I'm going to move this cushion just so that you can see what I'm doing. In that long position there and sinking that hip down to the ground. Now you might find at home that you can go a little bit further, and if you can, that's great. Bend your elbows or bring both hands on the inside of that knee and you can really sink down. So you'll feel the stretch through the front of that hip and perhaps also too through the back of the other glute on the left-hand side this time. I've got my right knee back. A couple of breaths, breathing in and out. See if you can take it down a little bit further. And one more breath here, breathing in and out. Okay, and let's come back up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring the leg back, take the other foot forward. So this time I'm taking my right foot forward and my left knee back as far as I can take it. So right back, hands coming forward, and really lunging forward into the stretch so that your left hip is coming forward towards the ground. And once again, you might also feel a stretch in through the right buttock, but the goal is to stretch through the front of that left hip. Again, you could bring both hands around on the inside of that right foot and bend down. And just to show you from the front view there with that stretch, I'm in that position there, bending down and forward. So really stretching through the front of that hip there. One more breath, breathing in and out. And come back up. And just to finish in this position, let's just slide back and just take a moment stretching back. Starting to stretch out through our bottom and a little bit through the lower back. So that's the back of the hips there. And what we're going to do now is to move onto the ground to finish off our stretching routine in this lying down position. So once again, you might use your cushions to support your head if you'd like to, otherwise lying down flat now. So coming right down, lying down, we're we're going to start here with one leg straight and take the other knee into the chest. So stretching out through the back of the hip now. So remember that your buttocks cross your hips, or they're part of the hip complex. So tight buttocks will definitely make your hips feel tight. And just relax that a fraction. Now I want you to roll onto your left side, and we're going to take that top knee, the right knee, back behind the body. So I'm bringing it back. I'm actually holding onto the front of the shin there and taking it right back. I'm not trying deliberately to get my heel to my bottom. I'm actually more focused on keeping the knee back. And if you find that your knee's up in the air, try to bring it down and take the leg back. Just relaxing the breath. And once again, the stretches through the front of the hip. Now, I'd like you to lower that knee, that top knee, down towards the ground if you can. And now we're stretching through the side of the hip. If you're able to, bring the bottom foot over that knee and take it straight down to the ground. And this is a big stretch for that band that runs through the side of the hip here down to the knee. So you might even feel it in your knee if you're really tight through this iliotibial band. And to finish off there, you can reach up and stretch right through your side. So it's a really lovely side stretch, side hip stretch. If you're not feeling it enough, just check out the position of that leg and make sure that the knee's not coming forward, that you're actually taking it well back in that stretch. It's a really lovely stretch to do. Now, let's take the foot off the knee, bring the arm back over, and just slowly roll onto your back. Take your feet about mat width apart. Bring your arms out to the sides of your body, and let's roll our knees just slowly down towards the ground and come back to center. Breathing in and breathe out, roll again. So now again, we're stretching through the side of the hip. We're going to take the next roll a little bit further if we can. So breathing in, breathe out. See if you can roll across and try and get that knee down towards the ground. And back up to center. One more time, breathing in and breathing out, rolling across. All right, hopefully you're enjoying these at home. They're feeling comfortable. Let's now go on to the other side. So we're going to bring the feet together, and this time we're going to roll onto the right side. So you'll be able to see what I was doing on the other side a little bit more clearly now, bringing that leg back and taking it back as far as you can. So you've got the top leg coming back, and this is stretching through the front of the hip of that top leg. My other leg's just bent, so it doesn't have to be in a specific position, just comfortably bent. And remembering that if that knee is tending to go high, lower the leg back down. And now here where we get a bit fancy, if you want to progress it, you can take that bottom foot down over the outside of the thigh, let go of the foot, and again reach over the top. And I think you can see pretty clearly that stretches right down through the side of that band that runs right down to the knee. Keep the knee and the leg well back and stretch up over the top, and you'll get a lovely side stretch as well. A couple of deep breaths in that position, breathing in and breathing out. And once more, breath in and breath out. And come back down, arms down. Okay, we're nearly there. We're going to start to now work into our buttocks before finishing off. So what I'd like you to do is take the left leg up and turn that left knee out. Bring the left hand and just gently provide an overpressure, pushing the knee away, and you'll feel this deep in through the back of the hip. So there's some deep tissues in that area that we're just stretching out. And I like this stretch because it gets those tissues that are normally hard to get to with a regular buttock stretch. Now you can either stay there if you'd like to,
Or if you're able to lift your other leg off the ground, then you can do so as well. And that will now stretch deeper into your buttock. And again, just relaxing your breath. If you'd like to, you can reach around the front of that shin or the back of the thigh, whatever feels comfortable for you is fine. Just remembering to relax your breath. And let's take the legs down, and we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So I'm bringing right foot up, cross it over your left thigh, and turn your right knee out. You can use your right hand and just turn that knee out. And if you want a slightly deeper stretch here, just bring the other foot a little bit closer towards your bottom. Turning that knee out, just providing that gentle pressure away with the hand. And again, deep into the back of that right hip. And now if you'd like to progress that stretch, you can take both legs off the ground. Otherwise, just keep the foot down on the ground. Where you were is fine. You can reach around the back or intensify the stretch by reaching through the front. And again, just relaxing the breath. And take it out. One more time, breathing in and out and down. All right. Now, our final stretches are some groin stretches here. We're going to start just slowly. Try to keep the inward curve in your lower back with these. Try not to hyperextend. We're going to breathe in, soles of the feet together, and breathe out, and slowly take both knees out to the side towards the ground. Now, if you can't do both knees at once, you might like to just take one leg down without rotating through the back, just taking the knee down to the side. We're obviously stretching through the groin here. And again, you can provide just a little bit of overpressure there through the thigh. Relax the breath and try not to excessively arch your back. Breathing in and breathe out for that lovely stretch in the groin. Now take the hands off the thighs and slide the legs down, keeping the knees back. Right down and bring one leg up and then the other leg up. Let's repeat that again one more time. So taking the knees out. Perhaps if you did one leg down the other time, that last time you could take the other leg down this time. Again, just turning out. Relaxing your breathing. And hands on the inside of the thigh. Nice and steady. And let's take the hands off the thighs again, keeping the knees well back if you're able to as you slide down. And roll the feet back together. All right, bring one foot up and then the other foot up. Let's go into a nice high bridge here. Breathing in, breathing out, push down through your heels, lift up. And take it back down again, breathing in and breathe out, lift up. And one more time, breathing in, breathe out, lift up, press back through your shoulders, lift up through your hips and lower down slowly, slowly, slowly. One knee into the chest and or the other knee if it feels comfortable, still stretching out through the backs of the hips. And let's now lower the feet down one at a time. Nice big stretch out. Big breath in, stretching out fingertips to toes. And let the air flow out. And once more, breathing in and breathing out. And bring your arms down beside your body. Relaxing down that position for a couple of breaths. Thanks so much for exercising with me today. I hope you've enjoyed that hip routine. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.